Hello,
Hello,
how are you tonight?
fine, thank you, and you?
Good, thanks. Tonight we're going to talk about culture.
Yeah.
Culture. What do you think makes the culture in your city, your country?
Culture in my country.
Yeah.
I think it is everything that connect with people who live in this country, with country's laws, country's bans, and with behavior rules, with country sites, and so on. I think it is everything that connect with it, with people.
Okay. Hello, Mary. How are you tonight?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We're talking about culture. What do you think makes up culture, Mary?
I think a nation makes culture. It depends where you live. Is there is culture you have? Oh, this culture you have.
What kind of things do you make up culture?
Like culture, it's some tradition and maybe some attribute of culture. It's movie, painting, music.
Okay.
It's also culture.
Okay. Ludmilla, you with us?
Yeah, I was you.
Okay, thanks for joining our class again. We're talking about culture. What do you think makes up culture?
Oh, I'm not sure that my computer is quite ready to your lesson, so can you repeat?
Yes, we're talking about culture. What do you think makes up culture for your country or your city?
Oh, being the person who studies language and literature, my culture includes literature, language, some rules in these languages, and if we speak about culture in some not wide but some narrow way, it's only the way of right behavior for people. So when people follow according to some rules of behavior or not follow them.
Okay, that's interesting. Um, Valerina, what do you think is the some things you like about your culture that you really like?
I like my government, I like my country, I like sites which we have in our country, and um, I like I like everything that connect with my country because I love my
No,
country.
not your country, your culture. You
Mm.
understand? Is there anything that your culture does that you really like, or really like to, because it has something?
Excuse me, could you repeat this?
Yes. Is there anything about your culture that you really like? Is there something, some particular part of this? Do you like the literature part? Do you like the music part? Do you like some traditions? Do you like?
Okay, yes, I like music. I like films, movies. Sometimes I don't like traditions and
Like which ones
uh,
don't you like?
uh, what I don't like in tradition.
Yes.
For example, I don't like to um, um, traditions when people are going to marry, for example. Uh, I try to avoid it, and
Wedding traditions?
for example, to pick together, to pick a lot of people, and to celebrate with them your marriage and so on.
Okay.
Wedding, yeah.
Yes, wedding
Wedding.
ceremonies. Yes.
Yeah.
Dimitri, are you with us?
Uh,
Dimitri.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. We're talking about culture tonight. What do you name some things that you like about culture? What you don't like about culture?
Okay, I'm ready to discuss it with you.
Okay. What do you like? What don't you like about culture?
About culture,
Yeah.
you mean culture of any country, yes?
No, culture of your country.
Of my country. I love the culture of my country very much, and I can't say that I have things that I don't like in it.
So you like everything.
Yes, I like everything.
Okay, very good. Mary, what's some ideas about you think that you like or don't like about your culture?
In my culture, I like music. I like some, I don't know, ornament in the clothes. It's also sometimes it's really interesting, and it has some story and tradition. And cuisine also. I like not all, but partly. I don't like some religious tradition because I'm not religious person, so that's why I try avoid it. And that's all I think. Maybe, and I'm not really like literature from my country because maybe my my nation has strong mm, uh, fight for their rules, and that's why in all literature we can find this struggle.
Okay, thank you. Ludmila, what do you think? What are some things about your culture you like and don't like?
Maybe it's connected with the thing that I'm not a patriotic person, but actually I even can't remember anything which I like at my culture. No, when we speak about Russian culture, I extremely like literature, but not modern. But about Ukrainian, no, I don't like Ukrainian literature. I don't like Ukrainian songs. I don't like Ukrainian traditions. So for me, it's difficult to recall anything.
Okay. Dmitry, what are some good times that people exchange or give flowers? Do people give flowers in your country?
Oh, I don't understand what about flowers.
Yes. Is it traditional to give flowers at certain occasions?
To get flowers.
To get or give flowers?
Okay, maybe yes. I think that it is a rather nice tradition. It's rather beautiful. You can give flower to your woman which you love. You can give flower to your mother. You mean that, yes?
Yeah, but when? On what occasion? When?
When?
Yes.
I can do it on the birthday of my friends, girlfriends. I can do it on 8th of March, maybe.
Yes.
World Women's Day. Uh, okay, maybe such days.
Any others you can think of? Birthdays and 8th May? Any other times?
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
That's fine. Ballerina, what do you think? When is ballerina? When is good time to give or get flowers?
I think it is a good tradition to give flowers to girl or to woman, for example. I love flowers very much, and I love to put flowers. And,
When
I am ready.
when is a good time? When do you get flowers?
Sometimes on my birthday, on Women's Day, and special days with my husband, and so
Like what kind of special days?
the day of our wedding, the day of
That would be your anniversary, right? You know this word? Anniversary?
yes.
Okay, that'd be your anniversary. You get flowers on your anniversary. Okay. Any other times you can think of?
Uh, Excuse me, I didn't understand.
Any other times you can think of?
Um, I don't know.
Okay. Mary, what do you think about this giving of flowers?
Oh, I agree with everything what guys mentioned before. It's anniversary, birthday, Women's Day, and some when a person gets some achievement, it's also possible. It doesn't.
What kind of achievement?
You know, in F1,
What?
Formula One. I don't know.
Formula
F1.
One. Formula. So you win a race.
Yes, race.
Yes,
They
when you
also
win a
have,
race. What about when you like graduate from university?
yeah, also good reason for give flowers. A lot of when mother give give give
Gives
birth.
birth.
Yeah,
Gives birth.
give birth.
Yes, when she
Birth.
gives birth, this is a good day to give her flowers. Okay. Dimitri, what do you think is? Have you met anybody from another country?
Oh, once more, please.
Have you met anybody from another country?
Oh, yes, of course. I
With
have met
different
a lot of
culture.
people from other countries, yes, with different cultures, Muslims.
What did you find differently about their culture?
What I think about, yes.
What was different about them?
Difference. Maybe. Hmm. If we maybe in other countries, for example, Europe countries, people are more free. Maybe they are more relaxed. It depends on weather. For example, maybe in Russia, people are more strong, and because we have very cold winters, for example. In Muslim countries, for example. Turkey, Egypt, and something else. Women are not so don't have so much freedom as men, for example. It's the difference between our cultures.
Yes.
Such as maybe.
Okay, thank you. Valerina, what do you think? Have you met some people from other countries?
Difference between countries.
Well, have you met anybody from another country?
Yes, there is difference in culture with other country, with other countries between countries, but I don't know. I can give example of such differences or not because it's difficult maybe to explain or to remember something.
Okay. Okay, I understand. Mary, what do you think? What about different cultures around the world? Have you met people from around the world?
Yes, I met some Muslim and they prior, and I have in my I don't know, when I was studying, and I have in my group few people they was Muslim, and also
How are they different?
they absolutely different.
How?
They not so talkative like other. I don't know why. Maybe they don't. They prefer getting getting together with similar people, not with us. And they was maybe 42 years, but they have wives. We have two boys in our group. So it's a little bit different. For us, it was really a young age to get married, but they come with their wives in our
Okay.
country.
Any other cultures have you ever met besides Muslims?
In my country.
No, I was asking Mary. Has she met anybody else besides Muslims?
But sometimes, and we have a little bit different between Russian people. I don't know, and we have different between Chinese people. Also, when I study, I have a huge amount Chinese people around. They have stick. They don't use fork, so it's also different between us.
They eat with their hands.
When we eat something,
yes,
they don't use fork.
They eat with their hands, right?
No, they use
yes, eat with their hands. Hands, right?
No, sticks.
Sticks. Oh, chopsticks. That's right, chopsticks.
Chopsticks, yeah.
Chopsticks. Yeah, that's different. Have you ever eaten with chopsticks?
Yeah, because I like sushi.
Oh, okay. Okay, Dimitri, what is the most important thing that your culture has given the world?
Um, maybe once more, please.
Sure.
More slowly.
What do you think is the most important thing your culture has given to the world?
Oh, yeah, I understand. I think maybe. Maybe I don't know if it's our Russian tradition about celebrating the New Year, but I know that in Europe and United States, New Year is not the main event in the year. But I think that it is good and good tradition to celebrate this this
Holiday.
event. Holiday, yes.
Yes. Okay, what do you think that your culture has gotten from the world? What do you think that's
okay. Maybe. It's hard to say. No. Maybe other holidays, for example. Halloween, it's rather funny.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right.
Holiday,
Some different holidays, like Halloween or Valentine's Day. Like
yes. And if we speak more global, we can say that architecture we got a lot of traditions from Italian,
yes.
French,
Yes, I agree.
architecture, and a lot of specialists worked in our country during all our history, for example.
Yes, I understand. That's a very good point. Valerina, what do you think is some of the things that your culture has gotten from the world?
I think my country gave for the country our literature. I think it is a.
I agree.
It is famous all over the world. I think.
Anything else you can think of? What?
Could you repeat, please?
Anything else?
Anything else? I think maybe music.
Okay, yes, some famous composers, right? Anything that can you think of anything that you have gotten from other countries?
I agree with Dmitry. It is architecture. Also.
Architecture?
Yes, architecture and maybe musicals and moves, foreign moves and music.
Okay, very good, thanks. Mary, what do you think about this question? What's the most important things that it has gotten and given from your country?
As for me, it's artist.
Art?
Not art, yeah. Not only some art, but I'm not talking about conceptualism like modern art, but like a Russian Empire art. It's also Ukrainian and Russia. And if we talk about, I don't know, maybe somebody remember Matisse, and when they was in Russia, they paint some really great masterpiece like dance and like women with Russian ornament. So Russian influence for this artist.
Yes, yes, very good point. Very good point.
That's why they create many things with, and also it's ballet, yeah.
Yes, ballet.
It's good theater and ballet. It's really culture. I don't know.
A cultural thing, right?
Yeah, cultural thing.
Or cultural thing.
Great, has great importance in the world.
Yes. Anything else you can think of?
Also literature, something like Dostoevsky. But in Ukrainian literature, I don't know, it's only Taras Shevchenko. and it's not so famous, I think. And I'm not sure, really have I don't
Google,
have
Google.
also, but it was Russian Empire. Ukrainian exists only 20 years, so
Yes, I understand. Dimitri, do you think the culture's changing
During what time, you mean?
now?
Now, I think that yes, of course, culture is changing during period of our history. But to my mind, now it's maybe it is some degradation of our culture. Maybe mass media influence on it, and maybe people read not a lot nowadays, maybe, and they interest in they don't interest in culture. Not.
Well, like how is culture there differently for like when your parents were your age from like your age now?
Yeah, it's rather different.
What were the differences?
Maybe there is one reason, because we have a lot of innovations now, different gadgets, television, for mobile telephones, and its influence on us, and maybe we begin to forget about real it's hard to say in English, I don't remember the words.
That's why you're here, right? What did you say, Val? Okay, Valerina, what did you say?
Real life.
Real life?
No. Okay, maybe later.
Okay, very think about it. Look it up. Valerina, what do you think about this? How is culture changing?
Yes, I think we have some changes in the area of education. For example, I think our children now have worse education than they had earlier.
Why?
Because our government introduces the test system, the system of tests. I think it is not always good for children. Sometimes it is fine to check, for example, children's knowledge and so on. But sometimes it's not good.
Okay, and besides education, have you noticed anything else changing in your culture?
Yes, something changes. For example, I agree with Dmitry. We have a lot of devices now, and the children use it, and they don't want to communicate with each other, to walk, go to the cinema, go to the theater, and so on. They are satisfied sitting at home and surf internet, communicate via Skype and via other sites. And so
is there a lot more cars in your city now than when you was a kid?
Excuse me?
Is there a lot more cars in your city than when you was a child? You know, cars? Automobiles?
Cars?
Yes.
Yeah, there are animals cars.
Huh?
A lot of cars in them.
But when you was a small child, did they have a lot of cars then? In your parents' generation?
Because I don't understand what is cars. It's
cars, machine.
Machine.
Car.
Car.
Uh,
Automobile.
Машина.
Yeah. Yes.
yes, so there are a lot of cars in my town.
Yes. But when your mother was your age, was there a lot of cars then?
When you was young.
When you was young, yes. You understand?
Yes.
It was more car when you was young,
or less.
Yeah, or less.
Yes, it was less car because when I was young, and now there are a lot of cars in my
Yes,
town.
but has that changed the culture in your city by having a lot more cars? I mean, because you used to be everybody rode public transportation, right? Everybody rode the bus or the tramway or whatever, right? Now a lot of people drive. That's changing things, isn't it?
Yes, it's changing.
Okay, I'm just trying to point out some other things that do right now is like, especially in this part of the world, people are getting a lot more cars for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Marian. What do you think about this? How is culture changing?
Okay, I suppose that every culture has infusion and different nature and different culture around. So that's why we can see a lot of example when, like, for example, it's Beatles has some Indian motifs. So sometimes we get another culture and mix it, and we have something new because it's really hard to create all time something new. So that's why everything changing around and everything modifying.
Has cars changed your city a lot, Mary, since you were a child?
Yes, because we have, I think, over product of car now, and we have a lot of manufacturing. These people have to sell it. That's why we have a lot of car around.
I think that word you were using was production. We have a lot of production of cars.
Overproduction, yeah.
Overproduction, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, has it changed the way people think or feel? Do you think that now that they have a car for the first time, do you think people feel differently?
I think in this case, of course, people feel different, but I think amount of car doesn't change culture.
Well, I mean, the more people that drive cars, they all start thinking in a different way than people that ride in public transportation. Don't you think? That's kind of a different mindset, isn't it?
Maybe, but we have also another stuff around something like internet, and it's also changed our mind, and world become faster than maybe 20 years ago, because we have possibility do something more faster than we can do it before. So that's why our mind change, and new generation has another viewpoint than we now.
And because the internet is happening very quickly, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing?
I don't know. I think everything around has two sides, and progress. Sometimes it can kill, and sometimes it can improve everything.
Okay. Thank you. Dmitry, have you ever experienced culture shock?
Culture shock.
You know what this means?
Like eat spiders.
Well, have you ever been to a different country?
Have I been in different countries?
Yes.
Yes, I have been in other countries.
Which ones?
Maybe France, Italy, Turkey, Egypt, Latvia.
Did you ever have a difficult time doing things there?
Once more, please.
Did you ever have a difficult time doing things?
Disco time.
Difficult.
Difficult time.
Difficult.
Difficult. Maybe you can
You
say.
understand?
No, don't understand exactly.
Okay. Did you ever have things they didn't understand you and you had a hard time doing things? Do you understand that?
I understand if I understand other people.
Yes.
When
You mean?
was in this country?
Yes, I understand. It was difficult to understand them when I was in these countries.
Well, what kind of problems did you have?
Oh. What come from?
What kind of problems did you have in other countries?
What kind of problems?
Yes.
Maybe some problems in language, in speech, you see, and in misunderstanding, in cultural misunderstanding, yes, I have some problems in Muslim countries, but it's more easy to. It was more easy to me to solve them because I am a man, not a woman. So they don't like alcohol. They don't like our free style of life, and they're sometimes surprised with our way of resting.
Well, what kind of problem? Can you tell us about some problems that you had? Culture shock to me means you have problems. You really have a difficult. You can't rent a hotel. You can't get a cab. You can't find food. You have problems.
No, I didn't have such problems, I think.
Tell us about problem.
Yes, we want to hear about your, when you're traveling. It surely wasn't easy. What kind of problems did you have?
I didn't have some problems, big problems with my traveling. I think that maybe I have transport problems in Paris. It's difficult to get to the city from the Charles de Gaulle airport. Maybe only that.
What happened?
It's hard to understand to make a difference between rare metro. They have different names of the stations, and it's not very easy to buy a ticket on it.
Well, what happened? Tell us the story.
There is maybe operate. How can I name it?
Operator.
Where I can buy a ticket.
Cashier. Ticket window where you buy tickets.
Yes.
Yes.
Automatic robot, maybe.
Automatic ticket, this thing?
Automatic ticket automat, yes.
Like a bankomat for tickets?
Bankomat for tickets, yes.
Okay, I understand. Automatic ticket,
yeah.
right, okay.
And there is a very difficult system because metro has different regions, and you should know in what region you want to get in. And we, with my friend, we didn't know that fact, and so we try for 5. We try a lot of
Go ahead, but you finally made it, though, right?
For 5 times we try to buy it, yes, and then we are asked for help for one man, and so he answered on our questions and helped us to buy this ticket, and it was rather expensive, I can say. Yes, more expensive than in Moscow, for example, and in Rome. But it's very uncomfortable and very hot wagons, maybe I can say.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
it's very dirty.
Ballerina, can you tell us anything about any culture shock you've had, any problems you've had traveling? I mean, Ballerina, next.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I had a problem when I was traveling. I was in France, and I was in the France underground, and I don't know that I needed to buy that I needed to pay for every station, and I bought only one ticket, and when they open it, they understood that I buy only one ticket, and only for one station. I needed to pay fine 100 euro.
Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't buy you didn't buy a ticket for what? You have to buy a ticket for each station.
Yes. I needed to buy tickets for every station, but I bought only one ticket. I saw that they had such system as in my country.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Any other problems you had traveling?
No, I didn't remember that I had any problems or big problems.
Okay. Mary, can you tell us about any of your experience traveling and having troubles?
I have never been abroad, so that's why I have never have such thing, such
you-
kind of problem.
Have you ever had any problems communicating with like the Chinese people at school or some of these Muslim peoples that like you've talked about?
No, they always talk only with the same people, so that's why they don't. I haven't some problem with them.
Okay. Do you think that culture is different for older people and younger people? How is it different?
For young people and older people.
Yes.
Yes, because we have something new in our culture. It's some literature, it's movie, also music. I think it's also culture, so that's why we have different view for culture and different time.
So this is all young people. What about the old people?
All people like something what they like when they was young.
Yes, when they were young. It seems like you get music of your 20s. You live with the rest of your life.
Yeah, because you have some association with this music or with I don't know, with this literature, with this movie, and of course people like when they younger, they have more stronger and more happy. That's why this attribute of culture likes more than people.
Okay. Dimitri, what do you think about this? Old people, young people. Do you think this is things they got different cultures?
No, I think that they know live in different cultures. Maybe it's only problem of ages. For example, when I was 10 years old, I don't understand my mother and father why they say me what to do something in this way. But when I became more elder, I started to understand what they mean, what they teach me about, and now maybe I can say to some child to do something in that way too. And I think it depends on age and. When you become more elder, you become more more clever maybe.
Oh, well, just yeah, you get wiser.
More wise. Yeah.
Yes. Well, tell me about, how about this? How about cities versus country? Is that different culture? Like if you live in Moscow, if you live way out in the country, is this a different culture?
People from different cultures.
No, from people live in the city to people live like out in the country.
In little city and a little town and big city. Yes, we can say that their cultures are some different, have some difference because they have different values. They have different possibilities in their life. And for example, education. You know that in a big city, the level of education is more higher than in a little town, for example, or in country. So we can say that in cities, people are more clever as a rule, but we can't forget about Mikhail Lomonosov, who came from a country, and others scientists. But the rule is that in country education is not rather good.
Okay. Valerina, what is this? Valerina, what do you think is the difference between the culture of a big city and a small village?
I think there is differences between culture in the small city and in the big and in the village and in the big city because I think it also connects with education and I think it's connects that people in the city have more opportunities to build their life, maybe to find a work, or to buy some things and so on. I think in the village people have less opportunities to find a good work or to maybe make money and to have business and so on.
Is there any good reasons to live in a village, culturally?
I don't know. Maybe for some people it is good to live in the village because maybe they want to be far from noisy city and far from people, a lot of people, and to build their life how they want. But for me, it's better to live in the city and have a small house in the village.
Okay. Mary, what do you think about this? Big cities, small towns. What about culture?
I think our consciousness is formed by environment. So that's why everything around have influence for us. It doesn't matter it's big or small city. It's different city, different mind, I think. Because and if we can find difference between small and big city, it's I think in big city we have theater, museum, and a lot of some culture center, and that's why it's another culture in this place.
Okay, you can think of any advantages that you haven't heard about that would be good about living in a village? What would be good about this?
I think it depends on personality because for some people it's would be close to nature. Maybe for some artists who make landscape, it's really good. And for people who want to be alone, for long distance for some traffic, so it's also good, I think.
Okay, which would you prefer, a city or a village?
I don't know, different. I don't know really. Yeah, for me it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can find advantages in the village and in the city.
How many people are in your city?
But how many people?
Yes.
Oh, I live in a small city, maybe approximately 40,000.
Well, so you got a little bit of both, right? You got a little bit of, it's not a big city, but it's not a
village.
small village.
Yeah, but it's city. Oh, no,
Yes,
it's
yes.
town.
Well, okay, more like a town, I would call it, a small city. Okay, Dmitry, would you ever consider leaving your country and never coming back for some reason?
No, I love my country, but maybe for a little period of time I can leave it. Maybe for 3 months. It will be very maybe in such countries Thailand or Vietnam, India, maybe to reach a new culture, maybe, and to improve my health, to refresh my mind, for example. But I love my country, I love my culture. I'm maybe a patriot, and
What about a whole lot of money?
about
A
money.
whole lot of money, yeah.
Whole lot of money. And what is it?
What if you were offered to, you go live in Vietnam and they'll pay you $1 million a year, but you have to live in Vietnam?
It's hard to understand to me.
Do you understand?
No.
Okay, your salary will be $1 million per year, but you have to live in Vietnam.
Where I can get money for the trips?
What if there's a lot of money? Would you do it if there's a lot of money?
If I have a lot of money?
Yes, if you could get a lot of money, yes.
I'll I will live in my country too.
Do you understand my question?
Maybe no.
Okay. Yeah, somebody's offering you a job, you understand?
Yes, I have a job, yes.
Offer you a job in Vietnam. You have to live in Vietnam. You understand?
No.
Do you live in Vietnam?
Can I leave my job?
No, not leave your job. Get a new job in Vietnam. Lots of money. Would you move to Vietnam if they would pay you a lot of money?
Should pay a lot of money. It's difficult for me to understand. Sorry.
If you have a job in Vietnam.
One moment. Once more, please, Valentina.
If you have a job in Vietnam.
In Vietnam. Oh. No, Thomas. No money.
No amount of money would do it. Okay.
No money can.
Okay, it's just a question, just a hypothetical question. You understand? Okay, Valentina, what do you think about this?
If I have a job in Vietnam, or
well, for example, if you could get something like a lot of money, would that influence you to move out of your country?
I don't imagine which job I need to have that leave my town. Which job I can put that leave my country, because I love my country and I don't leave it for a long time, maybe only for holiday, and I think I find a good job in my country, the same job, which maybe somebody can offer me in another country.
Okay. Mary, is there any reason you would pack up and leave and go somewhere else?
Yeah, I think I can move in some other country, and I think about it, but only for temporary. Because for me, it's move in, I don't know, maybe it's really disappoint me when I have any choice, when I can't return.
Okay. What country would you be interested in?
Well, I mentioned about it. It's would be New Zealand, or I don't know. Oh, India. I like it, this country. I don't know why I like this tradition, culture. I understand this is dirty and it's absolutely different culture, but for temporary, maybe 1 year, I I would be living.
I would do it. I would do it maybe for a year. Okay. Back to culture. Dimitri, what about family? How does your family affect your culture?
Effect on culture of my country, yes.
No. How does your family affect the culture of you? Your culture.
My culture.
I mean, because if you had rich parents, you had poor parents, you had smart parents, you had, not so smart parents, that would make a big difference to you, right?
How the influence on my culture values,
On your life.
on my life. Of course, parents give me all my cultural values which I have in my mind, maybe in my life, and they give me excellent education as they can, and they help me during my life to understand the world, the culture of my country and foreign countries. So maybe in such way.
Can you think of anything that you would wish that they would have emphasized more, would have done more when you was growing up? Do you understand?
No.
Okay. What would you have liked them to taught you more?
In war.
No, more. What would you like them to have? What would you like for your parents to have taught you more?
Can I touch more from my parents?
What would you more like to have gotten? Do you understand?
No.
Okay. Anything else about that you could talk about that was different about your parents than from other people's parents?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Difference from my parents from others' parents.
Yes, like your friends' parents. How was your parents like special or different?
Maybe my parents. Maybe my parents have better education than others' parents. Maybe they have much more money maybe than others, and it's very important for the children. Maybe they have their own they like all our national Russian holidays, including religion holidays. Maybe such differences.
Okay, that would be religious holidays. Religious, you know the word religious holidays?
What religious holidays?
No, not religion holidays. Religious. You understand?
Religious. Okay, thank you.
I'm just trying to tell you the words, trying to help your English.
Okay, religious.
Okay, thank you. Valerina, what about you and your parents and your upbringing? How this was different or better or worse than other people because of your parents?
Why my parents are better than or what?
What?
Excuse me. Could you repeat, please?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, because you were limited. What about your parents affected your particular culture about because of the way they were is how you became. You understand?
How
No?
your parents influence for you?
I
Yes.
understand that you ask me about my parents.
Your parents' influence on you. Thank you, Mary.
Mary, could you repeat, please?
How your parents influence on you?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, my parents influence on me very well. They care about me. They always care about me. They brought me, and they always try me to help with my problem. Give me advices, give me good advices, and we decide my problem together. And my parents are my best friends in the world and my closest closest people in the world. I think they influence positively on me.
Do they do anything? I mean, do they play any musical instruments? Do they play any music, or do they do anything like that culturally? You know, were they musicians? Do they play the piano or the guitar or anything?
They don't play any musical instruments, and I too. I played in piano when I was child, but now I don't play. And they do.
Okay, I'm just asking about about how because parents have a large influence on what their children's cultural influence is, right?
Yeah.
So, Mary, how about your parents? Any big cultural influence there?
When I was 5 years old, maybe 6 years old, my father forced me to play the chess, and think yes, it's have influence for me. But my mother really. But now I know that I have to think for 3 steps in future. But my mother a really religious person, so that's why I hate religious, because I have to read Bible, and I really now I can see different between religious and I don't like religious, and maybe some rational explaining of everything.
I understand. My mother was the same way. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, Dmitry, my question to you, sir, is what would you like to be a topic of conversation in the future?
Topic of conversation. Conversation. What do you mean?
Topic. What this is culture. What else do you want to talk about?
What else I want to talk about?
Yes, next time.
In lesson.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe. Maybe about music.
Music. What about music?
Some parts of culture. For example, music. What your favorite music styles? Maybe what your favorite groups.
Okay. I've done this before. We can maybe do it again. It's been a while. But I thank you for the idea.
Maybe, okay.
What else? What?
Maybe about traveling.
Travel.
It's yes, of course.
Okay. Ballerina, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What topics for future lessons or these conversations? Do you have any ideas?
Yes, I would like to discuss, to talk about sport, maybe.
Sports?
Yes, good idea.
Okay. Anything else you can think of?
No, only sport.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about stuff that you want to talk about because otherwise, I want to get more people to come if I can do that. But and so thank you for the ideas. Mary, do you have any suggestions?
Yes, I would like to speak about maybe some grammar lesson.
Grammar lessons.
Yeah.
Please.
Idioms and maybe phrasal verbs.
Okay, idioms is a good idea.
Oh,
Time.
special English classes, yes.
But it's cool because now we don't have such lesson, so I start absolutely forget grammar and use it in wrong way. So
Well, I know I do some lessons here in town, and I have some printouts of some phrasal verbs and some idioms that we could talk about.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that in the future, just to kind of get that a little bit. So next week it's going to be age, youth, and old age. What is this about age? So come back next week at 9 o'clock on whatever hour this is for you. I don't know where you're at in the world, but it's 9 o'clock here and on Monday nights, and we'll have another conversation. Thank you so much, and have a great week.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Так, что я начала.